Authorities yet to ascertain Jong-nam's cause of death. Former Secretary General and son charged for graft. Hi, I'm Desiree Gaspar and this is Cuppa News. It has been a week now and the Health Ministry has yet to determine the cause of death for the murder of Kim Jong-nam. In a press conference held today, the Health Director General also revealed that no next of kin has come forward as yet. The statement comes as a surprise, especially after a media frenzy on Monday following claims that Jong-nam's 21-year-old son had arrived in Malaysia, possibly for DNA identification.
At the moment, we do not have anyone claims to be the next of kin, and we are still waiting for them.
What if the next of kin doesn't come forward? What is the next identification?
Dental records. So if we have the dental records, we can match them. We have medical records, and also the external examination in terms of if there's a previous operation, scars, mole, etc.
Nur Hisham also said that authorities are still waiting for lab results and that no second post-mortem would be conducted.
Yeah, the lab will look into both in terms of the analysis of the specimen, and also we will try to look into if there's any poison and etc. So that also will be part of the analysis.
Nur Hisham dismissed claims by North Korea that the victim died of a heart attack and said that there were no obvious marks, scars or wounds on the body. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. S. Subramaniam has indirectly hit out at North Korean officials, saying that no one should question Malaysia's ability to conduct a post-mortem and identification of the body of Kim Jong-nam.
There is no question on the capacity of our team to identify who is this and what is this. It will be very professional, up to the highest level of international standards, and I don't think any country should cast any doubts on our capacity to be professional.
Subramaniam said Malaysia's team has the expertise and experience as they were involved in various complicated cases, including assisting in the crash of flight MH17 in 2014 and Air Asia flight QZ8501 in 2015. North Korean embassy officials had earlier protested the way the post-mortem process was being carried out by Malaysia and demanded to be included in the investigations. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak said comments by the North Korean ambassador casting doubt over investigations into Jong-nam's murder was diplomatically rude.
We have no reason, to paint a kind of a negative brush in terms of the image of North Korea. We are very objective. The statement by the ambassador was totally uncalled for. It is considered diplomatically rude on his part. But Malaysia will stand firm. The crime has been committed in Malaysia, and therefore it is incumbent upon us to find out the truth about the crime, and they should help us to find out the truth. That is more important than making sweeping and baseless statements, because Malaysia is not a pawn of any country, and we will never be a pawn of any country.
South Korea has rejected North Korea's allegations that Malaysia colluded with Seoul in investigating the death of Kim Jong-nam. Seoul has rejected North Korean Ambassador Kang Chol's claim, calling it preposterous and sophistic. On Monday, Kang had accused Malaysia of collaborating with South Korea to help create a distraction for the ongoing crisis surrounding South Korea's leadership. A ministry's official from South Korea said the envoy's comment is a preposterous claim that is not even worth countering. It was a family affair at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court today. Former Rural and Regional Development Ministry Secretary General Datuk Muhammad Arif Abdul Rahman and his son were charged for graft. Both claim trial. Muhammad Arif Abdul Rahman was charged for aiding his 35-year-old son in receiving a 550,000 ringgit bribe. His son, Ahmad Zukairi Muhammad Arif, on the other hand, claimed trial to a charge of accepting the amount. The bribe was allegedly handed out to help secure the contract for the ministry's power supply project near Sandakan. Sessions Court Judge Azura Alwi allowed bail for both accused at 200,000 ringgit each, pending mention on March 20th, and ordered for them to surrender their passports. Malaysian motorists when in Singapore are well behaved and patient, but once back home, some turn nasty. Director General of the Immigration Department, Datuk Sri Mustafa Ali, has warned motorcyclists heading into Singapore to behave themselves when they are at the country's 2 checkpoints. On Monday, several motorcyclists rammed the new automated border control system for motorcycles, or M-Bike, at the Bangunan Sultan Iskandar CIQ complex. This caused at least 8 M-Bike gantries to become faulty, causing massive congestion at the CIQ building. 36 irresponsible motorcyclists were detained, including one who had rammed into an immigration officer on duty. Mustafa urged motorcyclists to be patient as the M-Bike system was still new and not many were familiar with it. The search for abducted pastor Raymond Koh Keng Joo is still ongoing despite the lack of positive leads in the case. OCPD Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Zani Chedin said police have been carrying out daily operations to locate Koh, who has been reported missing since February 13. Police say they do not want to reveal much at this point as they are probing the case from all angles. Those with any credible information or leads on the investigation can contact Jonathan Koh at the number below. In other news, 5 people were killed after a small plane crashed into the roof of a shopping centre shortly after takeoff near Melbourne, Australia. The plane, which took off from Essendon Airport at around 9 a.m. local time, suffered engine failure before crashing and exploding upon impact.
We've described the engine failure as catastrophic. We can say that the air crash itself was catastrophic. So there's significant building damage. So where the aeroplane has collected the building, and it's also unfortunately crash landed into the car park. So there's significant structural integrity issues in regard to the building, and so we'll have to get some engineers to look at that. And there's also, as we talked about, we've still closed the inward bound of the Tullamarine Freeway. We need to look at both evidence and debris, and to make sure that from Vic Roads that the freeway is safe to be open.
The crash happened an hour before the mall opened its doors, and there were no fatalities other than those on board the aircraft. Colombian authorities suspect that guerrilla group ELN could be behind Sunday's bomb attack near Bogota's Bull Ring, which injured many, mostly police officers. Bogota Police Chief General Hueva Panilla said that ELN was the primary suspect based on the amount of explosives used. He said those behind the explosion seemed to have been targeting police officers who were preparing for anti-bullfighting protests in the Colombian capital. 24 police officers and 2 civilians were injured in the blast. Thousands of protesters took to the streets in the US on President's Day, joining the Not My President's Day demonstrations against Donald Trump. In New York, hundreds of protesters marched near the Trump International Hotel, calling for Trump to be impeached.
I do believe his campaign colluded with the Russians, and if that is the case, he should be impeached and he should be locked up. We got to get him out of the White House. He doesn't belong there.
In Washington, D.C., protesters condemned Trump on a range of issues, including his support of the Dakota Access Pipeline.
People, you gotta wake up. What they're doing to us at Standing Rock is the model. That's the model of suppressing civil disobedience everywhere in this country.
Organisers say demonstrations were expected in about 28 cities, with protesters vowing to keep up the pressure for as long as it takes. A video of a special father-daughter ballet class hosted by the Philadelphia Dance Center in Pennsylvania is making everyone go, "Aww." The viral video of fathers trying to dance and leap gracefully along with their ballerina daughters went viral, raking in more than 31 million views so far. The Dance Center's studio owner and artistic director Tom McIntyre told Reuters that it was the dad's first attempt at ballet. The class was organised in conjunction with Valentine's Day. That's a wrap for Cuppa News. We leave you today with visuals of an amazing wedding cake with video projection by UK-based company Angie Scott Cakes. Good night.